Hey guys, it's Shelly from Shelly's Everyday Adventures. I'm really happy that you're here today. I again am running late, but I'm showing up. So here I am. And I want to talk today a little bit about the election that happened yesterday. I know that everybody doesn't agree with each other, but I don't know whatever happened to the mentality that we had in the 80s and even the 90s. And somewhat in the 2000s, in the earlier 2000s, where we could agree to disagree. It was okay. If we didn't agree with each other, we knew that in 4 years we could change that. It wasn't a big deal. But now it seems like everything is this huge, hyper big deal. Nobody wants to get along with anybody. If you don't agree with me, I'm angry at you, and maybe I'll kill you, maybe I'll hurt you, maybe I'll threaten you. What happened? What happened to humanity? We've lost our moral compass. We don't have any idea who we are, what we are, where we're going. Nothing. And when you lose sight of your direction, you lose sight of everything. And I figured that out a long time ago. You have to know where you are going, who you are. And as a country, I don't feel like we know that anymore. I have a little kitty back there. See that? Her name's Evie. She's kind of a spoiled brat. Anyway, so if you hear noise, that's what's going on. But anyway, so the elections yesterday, all the people, then of course, this is my opinion. This is an opinion channel. This is not, this is just my opinion. So in my opinion, yesterday, everybody that should have won did not win. Winsome Sears in Virginia did not win. We have a radical person, not the governor that won. The governor won was a Democrat, and Winsome Sears was running against her, and she should have won. But I think there's an AG of Virginia, from what I understand, who said that all Republicans should die or something to that effect. Don't quote me on it, but he said some really ugly things. Apparently he won. You have New Jersey. I watched a little bit of a debate between the two people running for governor in New Jersey. Mikey Sherrill was the Democrat. I can't remember. Well, I can remember, but I don't know that I can say his name right. So I'm not going to say it. But he was the Republican running against her. He lost, and she did a lot of questionable things. In my opinion, the things that these people that won have done are immoral. We don't have a moral compass anymore. We don't know where we're at. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know where we're going. We elect these people. We put them in there. And these immoral people are going to guide our country, guide our states down an immoral path. And then we have New York City. Now, I've never been a huge fan of New York City, only because I'm a country girl and I don't really care for cities that much. However, I've been to New York City a couple of times. I've enjoyed a show on Broadway, and I've stayed overnight there. I saw the Rockefeller Center tree, and I've done some fun things in New York City. I wouldn't go back. I've done it. I can mark it off my bucket list. But now I wouldn't go. This Mamdani guy, a lot of people say we don't know exactly where he stands. I've heard that he was consulting with the people in Islam that are against, that are against homosexuality. And then I heard that he was turning around, he was going to gay bars and talking to people to get them to vote for him. Now, you're playing one side against the other, but that isn't the worst of the problems with him. Again, we talk about, I watched an interview with Mamdani, and they asked him, he talks about all the free stuff that he wants to give New Yorkers. All right. Free sounds fabulous, but free's not realistic. Let's be honest. So the interviewer asked him, just where are you going to get the money to fund these programs that you want to give to free for everybody? And his response was, he's going to tax the rich. My hair's a hot mess today, guys. Sorry about that. Anyway, he wants to tax the rich. He wants to tax the corporations, and he wants to tax them to make them pay for all of this stuff. Well, first of all, there's only so much money. I got to be honest. No matter how rich you are, can you really afford to fund all of those things? And the second thing is, they're going to leave. I mean, if I was a business owner of a big corporation or even a small business, I would just pick up and leave. I would go. I would start someplace else. I wouldn't put up with that. So what are you going to have left if that happens? What you're going to have left is a bunch of people who don't want to work, that want free stuff. And where does that leave you? I don't comprehend. Excuse me, kitty. She is just wreaking havoc. I found her out in the driveway in the middle of August, and she was just a little tiny thing. Brought her in, fed her, taking care of her. Anyway, so now she's a menace. But that's a whole different story. But back to New York City. So I feel like, again, my opinion, that, let's go over here. I feel like that Mamdani is going to destroy a great city. I really do. I feel like that is this, with voting him in, this is the start of the end of New York City. What are your thoughts on that? Am I totally off on this? I mean, these are just my opinions again. If you have a valid opinion that you think that I need to know, let me know. But again, here we are. And again, in my opinion, all the votes, all of the elections went a way that I don't think is going to be beneficial to the United States of America. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.